Hello everyone, this is Tu Diep. She begins softly, as if afraid her voice might break the fragile air around her. Her eyes lower for a moment before she looks back into the camera. Today, I want to tell you a story that still lives painfully inside my heart. Somewhere far from where she sits, James once spent lonely nights staring into the distance, whispering to himself that he missed Diep and little Nhi terribly. He longed to return, but fear wrapped around him like a shadow. What if someone discovered him? What if going back put them in danger? Even so, he couldn't stop thinking about the tender nights when Diep sang to Nhi, comforting her with soft lullabies. "You are my sky," her mother would murmur. "You're the dream I didn't know I still had." That memory was warm and unbearably painful. There had been a day when Diep held onto his arm and cried, begging him not to leave. "James, please, don't go." He held her gently and whispered, "I'm here. It's okay," even though he knew he wouldn't be for long. He still heard his mother's weakening voice from their last conversation. "If you do bad things, I won't let anyone treat my illness." And he had promised, "Mother, I won't hurt anyone." But deep inside, he knew that love sometimes forces people to step dangerously close to the line between right and wrong. James carried a heavy secret. His father, a powerful man feared by many, had become the very threat he needed to stop. The truth was unforgiving. To protect Diep, Nhi, and his mother, James had to disappear, and so he made his decision. "I'll stay hidden," he whispered into the dark, "until I overthrow my father. Only then can I return. Diep, please wait for me." While he faced the shadows of his family, Diep searched desperately for answers. She visited people, asked questions, and hoped for even the smallest bit of news. One afternoon, she found a man who knew James. Breath trembling, she asked, "Do you know where James is? Is he safe?" The man hesitated before answering. "I warned you, you should stay away from him. If you don't, something bad will happen." She shook her head with determination. "I won't give up on him," she said, but the man leaned closer, voice cold and final. "If you leave James, he will stay safe." The words cut her open. Still, because she loved him more than herself, she forced out the hardest answer she had ever spoken. "Fine. I'll leave him. Just promise he'll be safe." The man nodded, but as soon as she stepped outside, her tears flowed. Why does loving him mean losing him?" she whispered. Not long after that heartbreaking day, James vanished completely. No one saw him. No one heard from him. No message. No trace. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some claimed he had died fighting his father. Others whispered he had been captured, erased in silence. Some believed he sacrificed himself to shield Diep and his mother. And yet, a few voices insisted James couldn't be dead. They said he was still out there, recovering, hiding, preparing for the day he would finally come home. As for Diep, she waits. Every sunset, she stands by her window, staring at the fading sky he once stared into. Sometimes, when the world grows completely quiet, she hears his voice in the back of her heart. "Diep, wait for me." And she closes her eyes and answers softly, "I will." Because love like theirs doesn't disappear. It lingers, it breathes, and it waits, somewhere between hope and heartbreak, for the moment it can finally come home.